passionate about anything that you do, you should not be doing it. That's the red chili again. So, Josh, Junoon are self-explanatory. I will not even try and describe it. But the issue is that as a leader, particularly in the environment in which we are today in the business world, you have to be persistent. To be much like that ant. You should just not give up. I had the unique privilege of coming across a cadet at the Officer Training Academy in Chennai who got into the army on his 22nd attempt. The story of that Hollywood producer, I don't remember his name, made 24 flop movies, and his 25th one made enough for the next 25 generations. I don't remember his name. Whatever. Oh, Spielberg has only made hits. He probably made one flop after 24 hits. But I'm just saying, his name is not relevant. The fact that he persisted with what he believed in is what is important. Imagine the amount of convincing he would have had to do to the financier to part with the money after 23 flops. That is outstanding. So that's what we want our leaders to be. The second thing is very simple. We want people to have a desire to lead. Because you're an MD, because you're the chairman, because you're the CEO, does that imply that you have a desire to lead? I might have the best CV. Do I have a desire to lead? Do I have all that it takes, which you told me at the beginning of the session? If yes, then you'll be a leader. Now, one quick question. Do you think this picture on the screen, and I'm going to ask you, Bhavani, don't look at me, look at the screen. Look at me. Okay. Do you think this lion, handsome lion, is a good example of a leader? Yes, no? Yes. Brilliant. Ma'am, you agree? Okay. No. Why? Because it's lazy. Ma'am, your husband here? Can I have his number, please? So you think a lioness is a good example of a leader? Because this guy is lazy? But he's damn good looking. So he's still lazy and therefore not a leader? You think lioness? Okay? But I don't agree with you completely. Why I agree with you is because of ownership. A lioness takes ownership of the pride, of the cubs. A lioness hunts. And that male lion, very handsome guy, he'll come like that and shoo that lion away and eat first. And after he's eaten is when the lioness eats, who then has to look after the bloody babies. Just like so many males in this audience. But even this is not a great picture. I need to change it a little bit. This is my favorite picture of leadership. Because it shows ownership in its complete spectrum. What happens? There are 4 types of leaders. The lowest one is by order. You don't give me 4 bags of rice, I'll cut off your head. That's how our kings were. That's how our policemen. Sir, after this, whether or not you have a drink today evening, when you're driving back home, if you are driving that is, when you see a traffic policeman, your pulse rate will go up by 6. Even if you're not drunk. If you're drunk, it will go up. Why? Because a policeman, we have been brought up like that. He's not a helpful looking guy. He is somebody who is uncomfortable, fearful guy. He inspires fear only. That's the first emotion. So, you can follow my car, sir. I have a pilot and all. I don't have traffic lights. No. I'm just saying. So, motherhood, selfless. That's the highest level of leadership, which is selfless. You cannot come and work in the Rotary because it looks good on your company's walls. You cannot want to be part of that eye donation or blood donation or what any of those projects that you're involved in because you can put that selfie in your group and people say, wow, look at this person, he's so helpful. If that is the motive, then there's an issue. Then there's an issue. Because there's cheating there. Straight lines are not there. Of the 4 levels, the highest level is the selfless one. How many people can work at that selfless level? Not many of us. But all of us can try to work for some parts of our day at that level of selfless leadership. Our mothers always work there. All of you all who are mothers always work there. And so I think a big round of applause to all mothers in the audience. Guys up. Integrity, we've spoken about. You said integrity. Hello, madam. You said integrity? Correct. So integrity is the most important thing. Because it's better to fail with honor. If you fail to deliver a product, it is all right to tell the client or the customer, I have not been able to meet the deadline and I am so sorry. And we will work overtime and give it to you in 3 days flat, or 3 working days, 1 week, whatever it takes, rather than cheating or cooking up some excuse, dog ate the wires or something like that. Dogs don't eat wires. Yeah, so that's how poor the excuse will be. Better to speak the truth. Intelligence, there's only one thing leaders do differently from others, is to provide solutions. Solve problems and provide solutions. That's the only thing leaders do. So do it more often, do it faster, do it on a bigger scale, do it consistently, do it better, become a better leader. This is what we tell people. We want, whatever I am now sharing with you is what I tell all our Jawans and I expect it from them. Consequently, we have a decent organization. So this is how all of us are before we start our adult lives. In school, all of us have some knowledge, college, and all of us are spinning somewhere. You come into the first day at work in your company, sir, or in your company, and then you tell them, Bhaiya, these are my rules. You tell them this is the SOPs, and you will walk on those SOPs. So new kid, first 2 years, brilliant. You give him a little sense of responsibility, him or her, a little responsibility, they become a little bigger. This is what happens to them. They work in office spaces where their actions are linked with 4 other people. So one of them stops working, everybody stops working. That's what small teams do in large companies. So everyone's got to work. As you grow older, become like this. Everybody's got to work at one pace. But one person who designates himself or herself as the leader or takes that responsibility can actually increase the pace. You look at the diagram carefully. If one of the wheels were to spin with more power or greater speed, over a period of time, all wheels will start increasing their speed. That is how the efficiency of an organization increases. But as we grow further, when we reach the level which you are, this is what happens. You are part of so many wheels and they're all spinning. All. Now when you look at yourself, this is how you will probably, this is how all of us are. I know it looks a little eerie, but our mind is always generating new options and solutions. Now we encourage in the army our soldiers to be able to think like this. So there cannot, we are in the business of life and death. There is no. Because if you're no, it's going to affect somebody else. So he has to or she has to find a solution, unless it is impossible. So we encourage people to believe in the concept of I will do it. It will happen. And I'll give you a little anecdote. I went to Hyderabad some time back. So we have these grand officer messes. So there was a sergeant who was looking after one of the messes. This is at the base of the Golconda Fort. Now in the evening, the Golconda Fort is resplendent. It is lit up like awesome. And the mess also is an awesome structure. But the mess faces here, the Golconda Fort is behind the mess. So I told, after dinner, I told the mess holder, I told me, Gazab, you provided me wonderful service. I have only one issue. The fort is so beautiful, it's behind me. The building is so beautiful. I wish I could see the fort when I sit outside on the lawns of your building. He told me, Saab, next time aajao, ho jayega. He's actually telling me next time you come, we'll turn the damn building around. He cannot turn it around, but it's a matter of speaking. That will put you up in a place where you can see both together. Small solution. That is how we want people to react. It's very easy to say no. It's damn tough to say yes. And it's tougher to deliver on that yes. So that is what we encourage our people to do. So just quickly leadership lessons which we try and tell people. First is very simple, to have a vision. 1400 crores. But please keep my phone numbers. So once you have a vision, you must have a focus. You cannot say, tomorrow growing Murungaka is the next fad. I am fed up of IT and software and all that. Chhod karke we will grow Murungaka. Not me. It makes money. So Murungaka, now you can't shift focus. If a leader shifts focus, your organization dies. Now the problem is the straight line and the environmental pressures to move away from your focus. That's where the leadership challenge comes. So you need to focus. Then as goals, this is quite simple. they need to be measurable. We need to be able to do it. Most importantly, as a leader, they need to be reasonable. If I'm a 60% caliber, it's all right, but I can't set a goal for myself which must be 95, because I am then destined to fail. So it must be reasonable. Oh, that's the picture of all of us wearing those t-shirts and cycling. We were 260 of us. We cycled on Gandhi Jayanti for Bapu. And yeah, so there are many of us there. But what does it involve everybody? Do not, there will always be these little social functions you have in your office spaces. There may be somebody who's a loner. Don't let that person be a loner. Encourage that person also to come with their family. If you have a family, must come. People must participate. That's what teams do. Cohesive team, self-explanatory, share the excitement. Gazab lapel pin, where's the party? I love the checks on your jacket, where's the party? Lovely watch, sir, where's the party? I see these new frames also. You have a lovely goatee too, where's the party? Awesome shirt, where's the party? Nice kada, that gold. It is gold, your kada is gold. Gold, yeah? Where's the party? So ma'am, lovely red sari, where's the party? So find a reason to celebrate, share the excitement. Brits came along and said candles are supposed to be put on cakes. Buddy, long before the Brits, we designed a food which is designed to hold a candle. It's something we eat at 4:30 in the morning when we cycle. It's the vada. You do not need a cake to put a candle in. If all you can afford is a vada,